What's up, everybody? Alright, well, just like the usual, I'm going to work, but I wanted to kind of go over the bike a little bit because we changed a lot of stuff, and I wanted to make more of a video on the suspension and the Domino throttle. And the suspension, trust me, it is so much more nicer than the stock suspension. It doesn't clunk anymore. So before, when I would hit something, you would hear the bike kind of clunk, and you would just hear like everything kind of move. And I don't get that anymore, but I will say that I do still come off my seat just a little bit depending on the bump. So it's not like the Sur-Ron. It didn't make it like nice and soft or anything. It just, I guess it makes it feel more dampening, where it can take a little bit more. It's not like a cloud. It's not like a pillow. I've seen some people talk and say it's like so much better. And don't get me wrong, it is better, but it's not as good as I thought people were saying it was. And so I left mine completely stock the way it came. It was the same length as the stock. I put them side by side and saw if I needed to adjust anything, and they came exactly the same length as the stock ones that were on here. So I didn't modify them. I didn't change any of the, the spring rate, or I didn't adjust anything. I just put them straight on just like that. So just keep that in mind, because I do think you can adjust them a little bit. I might make mine a little higher, because I think they are 350 to 370 or 380, somewhere around there. So I actually might make mine a little bit taller, because I would like the back to kind of come up a little bit. But it's nice. I mean, I would say, I don't know. I don't know what I would give it a rating of compared to the stock one. I would probably say, I don't know, okay, let's say the stock one is about like a 3 out of 10. It's really rough. I would say this one's like a 7 out of 10. Just so you have like a better idea of number scale and how I feel about it. I thought it was gonna be at least like a 9 out of 10. Like it might not be perfect, but it's not the best. We went off-road with it too, and it seemed like it handled pretty good. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. It was pretty good. So going on to the Domino throttle, this thing is nice. It's so much better. It's my hands aren't hurting anymore because it's not a big old donut on my thumb. It's nice and small, like the handlebar size, so it makes me feel like the Sur-Ron. And the throttle is actually like real nice and smooth, like the way it moves. It doesn't feel, it felt cheap when I was putting it on, I will say that. But it's definitely, it's just a game changer. Let's say you don't have that much money and you were deciding which mods to do. I would say the Domino throttle is probably one of the first things that you should do to this bike, because it just made me want to ride this bike more. And I think what's going to make me want to ride this bike more is getting a battery for it, but that's $2,000. I said on my last video, if you follow along, but if you don't, I'm just gonna let you know now that on this throttle, there's a part on the throttle that if you're like 3/4 holding it down, where you're trying to hold like 40 miles an hour or something like that, right? It'll kind of feel like it wants to pick up power, but then it kind of stops and it holds you back. So there's like a sensitive like area. I noticed it on my ride with my buddy where, yeah, you just hold it for 3/4 of the way and it's like the bike kind of like jerks back and forth, like it wants to go, but then it doesn't want to go. There's like a sensitive spot in the throttle. But trust me, it's not the end of the world. It's actually perfectly fine to me. But man, it's just so much nicer to have these grips on here. I feel like I don't have to hold on to the bike so hard anymore, because before the other ones are hard plastic, and these are just super nice. I don't feel like I'm going to fall off the bike holding these with less grip, because they feel a lot better on the handlebars. So like right now, like I'm holding the throttle maybe like 80% of the way down, right? And the bike kind of like, it's deciding, like it's trying to hold 43 miles per hour, which it's actually doing a good job of, but you can feel it kind of like, I want to go, but then I don't want to go. But hey, that's not an issue with the Domino throttle. That's just probably my riding style. Super nice. Super nice. These pedals too, I got some pedals on the bike. I put the Rock Bro pedals on in here. I found out that the left side of the bike, the pedals go the opposite direction from righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It actually goes the opposite way of what you think it should be. And then the right side goes the correct way to spin it off and get loose. I didn't know that. I was trying to hammer it off with a rubber mallet because I couldn't get the pedals off with the normal wrench, so I had to get a hammer to put it on there too. But I got those off, and they feel pretty good. I mean, pedals are pedals. Nothing special about the pedals, but they do feel a little bit more grippy on my shoes. So when I need to adjust my feet on the pedals, like sometimes when I hit a bump, my feet will kind of misalign on the pedals, and I kind of have to lift my foot up a little bit because these have a little bit more pointy grips on them. But I would say pedals aren't really a necessary upgrade on this bike unless you want to do it for looks or something. But it's kind of whatever. Oh, and then if anyone wants to know about the Domino throttle, I think someone mentioned it to me, and they were wondering if you need to get the bike adjusted, and no, you don't. You don't have to get the bike adjusted whatsoever. All you have to do is you buy the Domino throttle, which I put the link in the description. That's not my link. I do not sell these. I don't make any money off of it. But that's where I bought mine, and that's the one I have on here. I think it's IP67 rated or 68 rated too. So that helps, and I have my blinker on the whole time again. Dang it. And so you can buy that, and then hit up Alvin Bose on Facebook or Instagram. I think he's based in New York, so if you're in New York, you can just hit him up for getting this Domino throttle. And I think he does them for people too, if you don't want to do it. And I think it was like 160 or 170 bucks, somewhere around there. And yeah, I know you're gonna say that's expensive and everything, but like, do you really want to wire everything up yourself? And then you also have to buy the 2 button switches, the power on, and then the 3 modes, so you can go from eco mode, normal mode, sport mode. I just wanted to pay the 160 or 170 bucks that I paid, just because I wanted to be like, I wanted to make it easy for myself. The only thing is I didn't know that I had to de-pin the harness, because the harness does not fit through the bike. There's like a little hole in the frame that all the wires go through, but the plugs do not fit. So if you ever had to switch out any of your plugs, you're either going to have to drill that hole bigger, or you're going to have to disconnect every single wire you have in the bike and then pull it through. So that's pretty much it. I just want to kind of give you a rundown of everything that I put on this bike so far. I got handlebar extensions that I'm about to put on the bike hopefully soon. I've had them for about a month now. I just haven't done the work. I still haven't heard anything from Onyx. It's been over a month now, and they have not got back to me. So I would like if people put blinkers on. All right, guys. that's just me kind of talking about it for a little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed the little quick video. You know, I'm always going to work. Hopefully it's not getting too boring for you guys, but I got so much to talk about, you know, with these bikes. I've been doing like so much work and trying to mess with these things at the same time, but I just have so much content I would love to put out if I had so much more time off, but I don't. So I got to use my rides to work most of the time to let you guys know about the stuff. All right guys, I'm at work, so I will see you later. So that is the Domino throttle and the EgoBoost shocks. See you guys.